In the headlines, federal government considers nationwide ban on motorcycles mining activities. Rivers APC say resignation of some party chieftains seen as self-cleansing. House of Representatives pass bill on tax crime commission for second reading. And away from Nigeria, Russia resumes Nord Stream natural gas supply to Europe. Hello and welcome to Trust News Update. I am Ayuba Ilya. Thank you for joining. And now the details. The National Security Council on Thursday announced that it is considering a nationwide ban on motorcycles and mining activities in the country as part of its strategy to curb terrorist activities, checkmate loopholes, and cut off their sources of funding. This was the outcome of the meeting presided over by President Muhammadu Buhari at the State House in Abuja. Addressing State House correspondents after the meeting, the Attorney General of the Federation and Minister of Justice, Abubakar Malami, stated that investigations are still ongoing, especially to establish the correlation between mining and motorcycles, which they suspect provide funding for the supply of arms to the terrorists. Malami, who noted that terrorists had moved from the conventional ways of funding their activities to mining and ransom-taking, disclosed that the government was not unaware of the economic consequences of the proposed resolutions, particularly the motorcycle ban, adding that it has become imperative in order to guarantee the nation's security. The Adamawa State Police Command has arrested a Kuje prison escapee trying to relocate to Bama, his native home in Borno State. A statement by the Commissioner of Police, Sikiru Akande, said that 23-year-old inmate Abubakar Muhammad, who is facing terrorism charges, was arrested along the Adamawa-Borno border. Akande also said that the command has recovered weapons and arrested 12 suspected kidnappers and armed robbers in the state. In another development, the police command in Benue State on Thursday said operatives arrested one Ebube Jude, who escaped from Kuje Custodial Center following the recent jailbreak. The spokesperson for the command, SP Catherine Anene, in a statement noted that detectives deployed to investigate the case arrested him along George Akume Way, Urugum in Makurdi. Terrorists on Thursday morning invaded some communities after Kamapani Waya in Kontagora local government area of Niger State. Eyewitness accounts say that vehicles heading to Kontagora from Mina had to return after being warned by villagers to avoid being caught in the crossfire. Military troops have been mobilized to the road to arrest the situation, with villagers saying that some soldiers entered the communities to engage the terrorists. Gunmen on Wednesday flagged down an 18-seater bus and abducted passengers on board at Ochonyi Omoko village along the Abuja-Lokoja highway in Kogi State. Daily Trust reports that a vigilante member who confirmed the incident, saying that they had gunshots late Wednesday and they mobilized to the scene where they discovered a bus abandoned by the roadside without passengers inside. He said that they are still combing the forest to trace the gunmen and rescue the victims. As at the time of filing this report, spokesman of the Kogi State Police Command, DSP Williams Aya, did not respond to calls and a text message sent to him. Wife of Kaduna State Governor Asia El-Rufai has demanded for the position of Attorney General of the Federation for Women in the administration of Bola Tinubu. The governor's wife said this at the celebration of the Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu by the All Progressives Congress Professional Women Council on Thursday in Abuja. She added that the positions of the Minister of Health, Secretary to the Government of the Federation, the Deputy Chief of Staff to the President should also be reserved for women. She said that the progress of one woman would amount to the progress of all women in the country and called on women to rally behind Tinubu's presidential bid. Also speaking, the head of the Strategic Planning Committee, APC Professional Women Council, Hajia Shekina Ogunwola, commended the women for mobilizing support for Tinubu's presidential bid, adding that women for the Asiwaju project were dependable, reliable and passionate about the future of the country. The crisis rocking the Rivers State chapter of the All Progressives Congress has taken a new turn following resignation of some chieftains weeks after conduct of the Presidential and Governorship Congress. The publicity secretary of the APC in the state, Chris Feinborn, describes the recent resignation of some members as the usual self-cleansing mechanism of the party at work. The report.
After some back-and-forth movements to gain a foothold in APC in Rivers, Senator Magnus Abe, who represented Rivers South East Senatorial District between 2015 and 2019, has withdrawn from the party's membership. He said this will give him a chance to pursue his long-term bid to govern the state on another platform. The news of Abe's withdrawal from APC had been on social media since last week, before a letter of resignation purportedly signed by him and addressed to the party's national chairman, Abdullahi Adamu, went viral online. However, Senator Abe denied issuing such a letter on his Facebook page, but declined to reveal what political party he intends to join.
I have left the APC, but I didn't write any letter to resign. The constitution of the party says that if you join another party, your membership will end. So I've joined another party, so my membership will end. As I say, I didn't write any letter, so the letter is fake. But as to whether I've left the party, yes, I have left the party.
Reacting to the exit of Senator Abe and other party members, the publicity secretary of APC in the state, Chris Feinborn, said his exit did not come as a surprise to them.
It recently came to our attention that Senator Abe and the few persons still with him had concluded plans to join the Social Democratic Party SDP, on whose platform Abe will run for governor. Hence, their persistent hype to the effect that Abe will be on the ballot come 2023. This press conference is essentially to explain to you and the public that Rivers APC considers the formal exit of Abe and his associates from the APC as good riddance. We liken it to a successful excision of a debilitating cancer from the body. Rivers APC can now heave a sigh of relief from the sustained destabilizing onslaught by Senator Abe.
He explained that the party made efforts to halt recent mass defections that hit its camp, but to no avail.
Meanwhile, hundreds of demonstrators stormed the National Secretariat of the All Progressives Congress to register their grievances over the position of the party on its Muslim ticket. The demonstration, which was led by a few party members under the auspices of APC Hausa Fulani Youth Forum, declared that they will not stop protesting until the party does the right thing.
It's on the heels that the APC presidential candidate Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu is a Muslim from southwestern Nigeria, and picking another Muslim from the northeastern part of the country as his running mate is politically and morally indefensible. We hold the firm conviction that such a move can boomerang with unpleasant consequences for the APC at the general elections. Hence, the need for the party's leadership to make haste to correct this error of judgment. As a group, we wish to state unequivocally that we reject the choice of Senator Kashim Shettima as the vice presidential candidate of the APC. This decision is hinged on the need to ensure a balance in the presidential ticket of the APC, as it has been since the return of democracy in 1999.
A Kano cleric, Sheikh Abdul Jabbar Kabara, on Thursday prayed a Kano Upper Sharia Court to transfer his ongoing trial for alleged blasphemy to another judge. The Kano state government had charged Kabara with 4 counts bordering on blasphemous comments against Prophet Muhammad on August 10, October 25th and December 20th, 2021. When the matter was called, the defense counsel, Dalhatu Shehu Usman, was not in court, and the defendant told the court that his counsel was not in court because he has written a letter to Grand Cadi of Kano State to transfer his ongoing trial to another court. The presiding judge, Ibrahim Sarikiyola, adjourned the matter until July 28 for continuation of defense. You're watching the news update on Trust Television, coming up shortly. Ogun State Customs seizes contraband goods. Details and more after the break.
Trust TV, documenting the Nigerian story.
Welcome back. If you are just joining, you're watching Trust News Update. And here's a reminder of our top stories. Federal government considers nationwide ban on motorcycles mining activities. Rivers APC say resignation of some party chieftains seen as self-cleansing. In other news, the Joint Admission and Matriculation Board and other stakeholders in education have agreed on the minimum cutoff point for admission into tertiary institutions in Nigeria. It was unanimously agreed at the 2022 policy meeting that 140 will be the minimum cutoff point for admission into a university. 100 was voted for polytechnics and monotechnics, while 80 was voted for colleges of education. The cutoff point was the collective decision of all heads of tertiary institutions, both private and public, taken at the 2022 policy meeting chaired by the Minister of Education, Adamu in Abuja. JAMB Registrar Professor Ishaq Oloyede, who explained that the aforementioned points are the minimum, added that the points do not mean that institutions must comply wholly to them. In its efforts to curb smuggling along the Idiroko border axis, the Nigerian Customs Service Ogun 1 Command said it has intercepted a luxury passengers bus loaded with 375 bales smuggled textiles, 42 trailer loads of foreign parboiled rice, and 9 tanker loads of PMS in the last 6 months. Bamidele Makinde, the Customs Controller, Ogun 1 Area Command, disclosed this in Abeokuta while briefing newsmen.
According to Controller Bamidele Makinde, the huge quantity of seized items, if allowed into Nigerian markets, would be disastrous to the federal government policy on local rice production and the economy of the nation.
The command has been able to record a spectacular seizure of 25,960 bags of foreign parboiled rice of 50 bags each, equivalent of 43 trailer loads. This huge quantity, if allowed into the Nigerian market, will be disastrous to the federal government policy on local rice production and the economy of the nation.
He said during the period under review, the command generated a total sum of 29,940,146 naira 50 kobo from import duties and auction sales of premium motor spirits seized from smugglers, adding that a comparative analysis of the command's performance during the period under review and half year of 2021 indicates a significant increase in revenue collection and value of seizure recorded.
During the period under review, the command generated a total sum of 29,940,146 naira and 50 kobo from import duties and auction sales of premium motor spirits seized from smugglers. There are several other seizures recorded in various quantities during the same period, which include frozen poultry products, 1,433 cartons, used vehicles, foreign used and means of conveyance, including Marco Polo POS, which is 72 units, used motorcycles used as means of conveyance, 20 units, illicit drugs, 1,400 packets, 2,250 sachets of tramadol, and 168 packets of codeine.
He added that the command was able to make these achievements due to the continued stakeholders' engagement and management deployment of intelligence in all the operations across the state, as well as structural reorganization of the command and improved motivation of officers by the Nigerian Customs Service Management, as exemplified by the operational vehicles allocated to the command recently and the provision of accommodation in various outstations within the command.
Now, commercial tricycle business in Kano, also known as Adaidaita Sahu, has been on the rise since 2005. The Adaidaita Sahu business, which has continued to provide employment opportunities and generate revenue for the state, has been linked to a series of criminal activities, which led to the ban of tricycle operation between 10 p.m. and 6 a.m. in the commercial city by the state government. The report.
Despite the huge social economic benefits of the industry, tricycle riders have become a threat to the commercial center, where tricycles are used to commit atrocious crimes. The industry has also been alleged to have distorted the security situation of the state, thereby causing a lot of harm in the system. Crimes such as phone snatching, thuggery, armed robbery, and kidnapping were allegedly linked to the operators of these tricycles. It is for this and other reasons that the Kano state government banned the operations of Adaidaita Sahu between 10 p.m. and 6 a.m., effective from 21st July 2022. However, the directives received mixed reactions.
We will never, in any circumstances, go against government, but at the same time, we have to cooperate with government to avoid a situation where things will be difficult for government. Because if it is difficult for government, it's difficult for us as individuals as well. But if it is free for government, it is free for us.
It's okay, but it's not that okay. Because people that travel for a journey, when you come back, for you to get to your different destination, it will not be easy. Because there is no taxi in Kano. The easy way to get home is to get PEP, Keke Napep.
I think it's a good idea because the way things are going on in the area, sometimes if you enter Keke as from that 10, it's very risky. Because if you enter the Keke, you don't know the real person that is driving it along the line. Maybe if you are the only one inside the Keke, they may ask you for maybe your property, bring your phone with harmful objects.
This banner of Adaidaita, it really affects people's life. And this Adaidaita also, they have some implications because they used to do some bad things.
So this thing where government won't do us, that this time where the government won't give us, the time they affect our work. I beg, maybe una go help us to beg the government, maybe we just leave from till 12 o'clock or after 1 o'clock so that we go pay the money for our keke.
Kano State Commissioner for Information, Malam Muhammad Garba, in a statement said the decision to ban tricycle at the given time is part of effort to ensure the security of lives and property in the state. Fatima Garai, Trust TV News.
The House of Representatives on Wednesday passed for second reading a bill for an act to establish National Inspector General for Tax Crime Commission. The bill, which was sponsored by Benjamin Kalu, member representing Bende Federal Constituency of Imo State, aims to address revenue leakages emanating from non-payment and underpayment of taxes and irregularities in the assessment, reporting, and remittances of taxes. He said when finally assented to by the President, the bill will help to prevent and combat tax-related crimes, block leakages in the tax administration system, and ensure the protection of taxpayers' rights.
If we give them this big power, it will lead to abuse because torture will set in. And when you hold them responsible, they say, no, we are trying to obtain information. So they will go to any length to get information. So there must be a demarcating line where we say, at this point, refer to the police so that you don't carry the responsibility already enshrined in the Constitution.
And away from Nigeria, Russia on Thursday restored critical gas supplies to Europe through Germany via the Nord Stream pipeline after 10 days of maintenance, but uncertainty lingered over whether the Kremlin will still trigger an energy crisis on the continent this winter. Germany, which is heavily dependent on Russian gas, had feared that Moscow will not reopen the pipeline after the scheduled work and accused Moscow of using energy as a weapon. The showdown came amid the worst tensions in several years over Russia's invasion of Ukraine. Germany believes Russia is squeezing supplies in retaliation for Western sanctions over the war. And in sports news, the Nigeria Football Federation has congratulated Nigerian officials Patience Ndidi Madu and Memisen Calvin Onwuka for their historic feats in their various roles at the ongoing 12th Women Africa Cup of Nations in Morocco. Madu, who also officiated at the Olympic Games in Tokyo last year, became the first Nigerian referee to officiate in a Women AFCON match using the video assistant referee device when she took charge of the group stage encounter between Burkina Faso and Uganda. She served as fourth official in 2 other games. Memisen Calvin Onwuka became the first Nigerian assistant referee in the quarterfinals of a Women AFCON that deployed the video assistant referee when she played that role during the quarterfinal encounter between South Africa's Banyana Banyana and Tunisia. Calvin Onwuka had earlier been part of the group stage encounters between Togo and Tunisia and the match between Burkina Faso and Uganda, where Madu was referee. And that's a wrap on Trust News Update. Watch more via all social media platforms, and also don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel. I am Ayuba Ilya. Thank you for watching.